Hi guys, Juice here. I am here with some new hair. Look at this. Highlights. We got some highlights today. We got this done yesterday at my haircuts place. And so today I am here to film my February TBR slash new releases. Every month for my TBR, I'll be talking about my new releases in the very beginning of the video, just so I can discuss what I'm excited for and what I'm hoping to get around to. For the month of February, I've already read 4 books and I'm currently on my 5th one right now. So I want to talk about that real quick, and then I'm going to jump into my new releases, and then I'm also going to talk about some books by Black authors that I have on my TBR shelf that I don't have to read in the month of February, but that I want to put in this video to remind myself that, oh yeah, you have these books to read by Black authors. But the one I'm currently reading is not by a Black author, which is okay with me, and that is So This Is Love by Elizabeth Lim. This is like the 8th or 9th Twisted Tale novel. I read a few of these already and I really enjoyed them. I think I read like 2 now, 2 or 3. I think this might be my 3rd one. So I'm super excited to continue reading this. I'm already like that far into it. I'm like 50 pages into this book and I'm really enjoying this. Throughout this TBR, you will notice there's a theme to it, and if you notice the theme, please let me know down below. I'm so excited to be reading this. I don't know much about this except it says, what if Cinderella never tried on the glass slipper? And these are dark, twisted tale retelling of classic Disney stories. So yeah, I'm really excited for this, and this is the first book on my ambitious TBR. A couple books by Black authors that I own and want to read. These don't all have to be read in the month of February, but they can be read throughout the whole year. So the first one on this list is Tyler Johnson Was Here by J. Coles. Know nothing about this except it's a hard-hitting contemporary novel, and my contemporary mood have hit this month just because of Valentine's. I also have a book that I'm actually buddy reading with my friend Lori this month, hopefully, Legendborn by Tracy Dion. This is a first book in a new fantasy trilogy. I got this beautiful Owl Crate edition, this beautiful book from Owl Crate, so thank you so much, Owl Crate. Another book on this list I have is The Black Kids by Christine Hammond Reeds. This is a new release that came out back in September of last year, and I just never got around to reading it. And it's supposed to be a historical fiction, but I don't think so, so who knows. But I definitely want to read this sometime soon. Then we have, oh, my bad. Then we have Smash It by Francina Simone, sorry. This is the first book in a new contemporary series. Another contemporary book I have is Jackpot by Nick Stone. And then 2 books that I just got recently that are actually on my TBR list are Take a Hint, Danny Brown by Talia Hilbert. I just bought this one this month and I'm so excited to read this. This is a sequel and follow-up novel to Get a Life, Chloe Brown. And then another book I'm super excited to read, but I've been on a contemporary kick, and that is Kingdom of Souls by Raina Barron. This is the first book in a new trilogy. The sequel comes out this month, actually, which is one of the new releases I'll be talking about today. So I definitely want to get around to this one. And then we have A Universes of Wishes by Danielle Clayton. So those are books by Black authors that I own on my TBR shelf that I want to try and get to this month. But if I don't, then that's alright, because I have all year to read them. Let's jump into the new releases since we're already like 5 minutes into this video. First book on my list is A Quarter Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. That's out on the 16th this month. On the 9th, which is coming Tuesday as I'm filming this book, The Gilded Ones comes out by Naomi Fiona, I think is how you say the author's last name. On the 23rd, we have The Desolation of the Devil's Ark by Ransom Riggs, the 6th installment of the Miss Peregrine series. On the 2nd, we have Love is a Revolution by Renee Watson. On the 2nd as well, we had Makeup Breakup by Lily Menon. On the 9th, this coming Tuesday, we have Neil Shusterman's Game Changer. On the 23rd, we have The Initial Insult by Mindy McGinnis. On the 2nd, this book is already out, was Muse by Brittany Cavalleo. And then on the 9th, we have As Far As You'll Take Me by Phil Stanford. Then we have Stormbreaker by Natalie C. Parker. The Electric Kingdom by David Arnold is coming out on the 9th. And then A Faux Love Story by Lo Lee is coming out on the 9th. And those are the only ones that I'm also anticipating. Also, don't want to forget Reaper of Souls by Raina Barron, which is a sequel to Kingdom of Souls, comes out on the 16th this month. So a lot of new releases. I do have a couple new releases that came out on the 2nd that I skipped just because I already have them right here. I'm going to fly through these new releases real quick. I'm not going to talk much about these, just know that I'm excited for them and that they're on my ambitious TBR. And we have The Project by Courtney Summer. This is the same author who wrote Sadie's, which I read a couple years ago and loved. It had a podcasting element. I believe this one has a podcasting element in it too. So I'm really looking forward to reading that. I do have the audiobook from my Audible because I was able to get it with one of my credits. So thank you, Audible. And I'm so excited to listen to a new Courtney Summers book. Then we have All the Tides and Fate by Adeline Grace. This one I haven't hauled in my book haul yet. Neither have I hauled The Project or these next two books yet. These are a sneak peek to my February book haul. But All the Tides and Fates came out on the 2nd this month too. And this beautiful edition is from Owl Crate and I love it. I'm so excited for this one. I'm actually, spoiler alert, have the first book on my TBR because I'm hoping to reread some books and then hoping to read some contemporary books this month. So that's the theme for this month. Hopefully I can get around to this. If not, that's okay. I know it's already seeming pretty ambitious already. Next we have Star Wars The High Republic Book 2 Into the Dark by Claudia Gray. Haven't read anything by Claudia Gray, but I hear she's really amazing writer and I'm so excited to check this book out. I hear you need to read Light of the Jedi first before going into this one, so that's what I will be doing. And then we have Shuri the Vanished by Nick Stone. This is Nick Stone's third middle grade novel, but second book in the Shuri series. I bought this at Barnes & Noble this week, that's why there's a receipt in there. And I'm so excited to read this. It's super short, one of my shorter reads on this TBR pile. And yeah, this is the only new release that I own on this stack besides the ones I just showed you. But super excited for this. I'm thinking of rereading book 1, but who knows if I will or not. So super excited. And R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. I'm sad he's gone. Anyways, this one I definitely want to make a priority of, so yeah. And now I'm going to move on to some book club picks that I have for my friend Amanda. She has her book club going called A Quarter Books in Love, and she's reading Serious Moonlight by Jen Bennett. I bought this paperback edition from Target, as you can see. I'm so excited to read this. I've been wanting to read a Jen Bennett book for a while now. And like I said, my contemporary mood is here. So maybe I'll read this after I finish So This Is Love. I think we're starting the buddy read for this on the 15th, I think is what Amanda said. So not this Monday, but next Monday. So I'll leave the page breakdown down below if we have it. Lala from Books and Lala has the Literary Dead book club pick for February, and that is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. This is an adult mystery thriller. I know nothing about this. Rear Window meets Get Out in this gripping thriller from a critically acclaimed and New York Times notable author, in which the gentrification of Brooklyn neighborhood takes on a sinister new meaning. This sounds so amazing. I've been wanting to read this ever since it came out. I believe this came out last year, and it is a Target diverse book club pick read, I guess, whatever that's called. And I got this at Target for like 20% off, so we love that. Super excited to read this. Hopefully I'll get to this and watch the live show that Lala has at the end of the month. We'll see. And then one book that has to be read this month out of all of these is Veronica Comics by Jennifer Dugan. This is the Queer Reads book club pick for the month of February, which I am a co-host of, and I'm so excited to read this because this was my pick for the month of February. Actually, I think it might be Charlie's picked. I'm not too sure. I can't remember who picked this one out. But I'm so excited to read this. I read Hot Dog Girl by this author last year and really, really loved it. And hopefully I will love this one. And apparently this is a Romeo and Juliet retelling, which I didn't know about that going into it. So I'm excited to see how that goes. And then I have a couple like sequels that I have on this TBR that I want to try and get to. Two of these I just got from the library. One of them is Across the Green Grass Field by Shannon McGuire, the 6th book in the Wayward Children series. And then the final book in the Cursebreaker trilogy came out, and that is A Vows of Bold and Deadly by Bridget Kimmer. Like I said, this is the 3rd installment. The first one is Curse of Dark and Lonely, and that is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, which I love. And this is, like I said, the finale, and I'm excited to read it. And once my fantasy kick comes in, I would definitely be reading this next. Then another sequel I must read before I get my hands on books number 6 is The Conference of the Birds by Ransom Riggs. This is the 5th installment of the series. I pre-ordered this book last year and I still haven't read it yet, and it came out in January of last year, which is crazy. So I'm excited to finally get around to this. I do have the audiobook from Libro FM, who's a new like audiobook company that I fell in love with recently. So hopefully I'll listen to this and physically read along with it sometime soon. I'm probably thinking of binge reading book 5 and 6 at the end of the month, just so I don't have to wait super long in between these two books. But I'm excited and nervous because I loved A Map of Days, but I also hated the cliffhanger in that. So I have a feeling there's going to be a cliffhanger in this one. The next book that I have is a sequel that I want to try and wrap up. This is the 3rd book in the series that I want to wrap up, is what I was trying to say. And that is 10 Things I Hate About Pinky by Sania Menon. I'm hoping to read this one this month for 2 reasons. A, to complete the series, and B, it's for my buzzword TBR as well. Buzzword is happening this month, and the buzzword for this month is colors. So any colors you can think of in the title, in the author's name. So pinky is somewhat of a color, so I'm counting that as pink. So I'm again excited to read this. That's what this TBR is, exciting TBR. And again, it's another contemporary, so we love that. There's a couple books here that we're just a mess all over. There's a couple books here that I want to actually reread this month. The first 2 books are because book 3 comes out at the early of March, and that is City of Ghosts and Tunnel of Bones, both by Victoria Schwab. Both are middle grade books by Victoria Schwab that I read the years they came out, and they were both 5-star reads. So I'm wanting to read this because I did bought the Owl Crate Junior box for Bridge of Souls so I can get it signed and have it complete my collection, which sounds super selfish, but I also just wanted it in my collection. So hopefully I can binge read book 1 and 2 this month, and then read book 3. Again, I might save these 2 for the end of the month just so I don't have to wait super long. I do have an ambitious goal of rereading the whole entire ACOTAR trilogy by Sarah J. Maas. So starting with A Court of Thorns and Roses, going with A Court of Mist of Fury, and then A Court of Rings and Runes, obviously, and then of course A Court of Silver Flames when that comes out. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, the 4th book in this series is my most anticipated read of the month. So I decided it would be fun to do a little reread of this. And I haven't read this series in a while, since the first time I read it. So it'll be fun to go back and see if I still love the series or not. Another book that I do want to prioritize out of all of these, even though this is a reread for me, and that is The Red School of Magic by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is the first book in the Elder Curses series, following Alex and Magnus as they travel through their honeymoon, and this follows right after City of Glass, in between City of Fallen Angels, which is book 3 and 4 of the Mortal Instrument series. My friend Taylor and I are hoping to better read this one. We just finished Ghosts of the Shadow Market. Well, I finished Ghosts of the Shadow Market last month, and Taylor said she'll try and finish it this month, and then she'll pick up this one with me. I needed a book for LGBT characters on my TBR for readathon, so this is one of them. I have read this last year, and I just never got around to reading the sequel, so hopefully in the month of March we'll be reading The Lost Book of the White. So yeah. And then I have, let me put these books, that right there again. And then I have All the Stars and Teeth by Adele and Grace. This is the first book to All the Tides of Fate, which I showed off earlier. I did start my reread of this just because I couldn't wait any longer. I'm really enjoying this again all over. I first read this book last year around this time, actually, and yeah, I'm super excited to reread it, and hopefully I can complete this series this month. I know this may look like very ambitious to you, but like half of these are like rereads for me, you guys, so think of it as that. Going on to books that I have not reread, and the ones that I want to read for the first time this month, is The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I talked about this in my January book haul. I'm so excited to start the series. I almost bought the Dragon Republic in paperback this week when I went book shopping with my friend Taylor, but I was just like, I haven't read the book one yet, and I don't know if I would love it, even though I have a feeling I would love it. So I'm gonna try and read this one, and then if I love this one in February, I will let myself buy book 2 in March, and then by the time I read book 2, hopefully book 3 will be out in paperback. This is a very high fantasy, adult fantasy novel as well. Very gory, bloody, and all I know is someone goes to an assassin school, I think, or something like that. So, first book in the trilogy. All 3 of these are out. I just can't wait to devour all 3 of these. The next book is I think it's the first book in a series, or it's the standalone novel. You guys will have to let me know down below. And that is A Race to the Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is part of the Rick Ryan and Vicente imprint or company. I don't know what the correct word is. This book was only $7 at Barnes & Noble. For a middle grade book, that is like super cheap. So I bought this at Barnes & Noble this week. I will talk more about this in my reading vlog that I will be editing and posting after this video goes up. So this one I'm super excited for. I kind of forgot what type of like mythology this follows. I just know that I've been wanting to read it just because Rick Ryan's name is on it. Sounds super rude, but I also hear good things about this book too. So we'll see if I'll get to this one. If I do, I'll be really shocked because this is one of my shorter reads of the month. And then the book that's been on my TBR since I bought it was The Well of Ascensions by Brandon Sanderson. This is the sequel to The Final Empire, aka Mistborn. I read Mistborn back in August, and I bought this book ever since I read it, and I haven't read this book yet. So I might find a quick like spoilery discussion book review for book 1 just so I know what happens in there, because I don't want to reread Mistborn because it took me forever to read it just for the first time. But yeah, I definitely will look for a book review and then check out this book. So hopefully I'll get to this one. If I don't, that's okay, because I have a feeling Tome Topple is going to start in March, I think. So If it does happen in March, then this will be on my Tome Topple TBR. And then a book I got at Target this month, so I haven't shown this off in the book haul yet, was The Light in the Hidden Places by Shannon Cameron. This is supposed to be set in World War II, another historical fiction novel, which I want to read more of this year. That's one of my goals for 2021 because I haven't really read a lot of them. So yeah, I'm gonna start off the year with this one, and hopefully I will love this one as much as I think I will, because I have read 2 books by this author and I just realized that when I looked it up on Goodreads. This is also 20% off, and also I don't know if you can see, but behind the 20% off sticker, this was a Reese Witherspoon book club pick. That's a hard name to say. For December, and I just never got around to it till now. So hopefully I'll read this this month and like it. If not, I'll push it off to March. That's what this whole TBR is. I don't care how many books I read in the month of the year anymore. I just want to read books that I will enjoy, and if I don't get to them, I'll push them back to whatever the next month is. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There should be 6. Oh well. There should be 6 books here, but I only have 5, so I'll try and remember what the other book is. But these last 6 books here that I want to talk about are my TBR jar picked for the month of February, so I do want to prioritize these books as well. Most of them are, or 2 of them are from Book of the Month. 1 of them is a sequel. 1 of them is the first book in a series, or actually 3 of these are book 1 in a series, and 1's a standalone. So starting off with the standalone novel, we have This Time Will Be Different by Misa Segura, another YA contemporary novel that I'm just in a mood for right now. So that's why I got this book from Book of the Month. This was actually my very first Book of the Month book that I ever bought with them, so I'm super excited to finally getting around to it and reading it now. And then I have a sequel. I might reread the first book. I'm not too sure. I might just look up a book review for it, and that is As the Shadow Rises by Katie Rose Poole. This is the sequel to There Will Come a Darkness, which is actually right here. I read book 1 around January of last year and really loved it. I think I give it like 4 stars. So I can't wait to continue on with this trilogy. And then book 3 got announced, and it called Into the Darkness, I think is what it's called. There's a beautiful cover. I'll leave it on the screen here or leave a link to Goodreads down below. But again, a sequel, can't really talk much about it. And again, I'm in a contemporary mood this month, so maybe I won't get to my fantasy picks. But yeah, we have this. The next book I have that I got picked out of my TBR was Loki, Where Mischief Lies by Mackenzie Lee. This is Mackenzie Lee's like first Marvel book. So there's 2 Marvel books on my TBR, which I just now realized that. I had Shuri and now I have Loki. So maybe I'll do a reading vlog for both of them and just see what the difference is by reading a book by a villain and then a book by a hero. That might be interesting. This one I had on my TBR since last year, and I just haven't picked it up yet, so hopefully I'll pick it up this month. And then I have another fantasy book. I'm telling you guys, I don't think February will be the month of fantasy, and that is Fireborn by Rosia Monday. I probably butchered that. I'm so sorry. All I know is that this book has dragons in it. That's why I picked this book up. This book is a debut novel as well, and of course it has dragons in it. And I think this is a first in a duology or a trilogy. All I know is that book 2 comes out next month. So if I don't read this book in February, that's okay, because then I can just binge read book 1 and 2 when I get book 2 from the library. I placed book 2 on hold because I know I'm not going to read book 1 this month, which is so dumb of me doing that. But hopefully I'll get to this one, because out of the 5 books I picked for my TBR jar, I'm excited for this one the most. So hopefully this would happen this month. We'll just have to see in my wrap up. And then the final book on my ambitious TBR is Paper Princess by Erin Watt. This one I'm not so sure not so sure if I will read this one this month because there's some trigger warnings of bullying, and there's a brother and sister dating trope in here, which I used to like when I was like younger, but now that I know how like gross that is, I probably won't read this. But yeah, I don't know if I'll read this one this month. I might unhaul it because I'm not really into this type of contemporary novels, but I did got this from a friend of mine, an ex-friend of mine that is, and I don't know if I should keep this one or not just because of that. But if this book is any good, let me know down below, because I do have book 2 and 3 on my Amazon wish list. So maybe I'll get around to this since my contemporary mood is here. So this is the final book on my ambitious TBR. So that was a lot of talking. Thank you guys so much for watching this ambitious TBR. Let me know if you read any of these books down below in the comments. While you guys down there, check the description box for the beautiful cover of, what did I say there was a cover reveal of? Oh well, I'll look back. There was a cover reveal I mentioned. Oh well. Anyways, you guys know what cover I was talking about earlier. Oh yeah, Reaper of Souls, that's what it was. All of these new releases will be linked down below, so definitely look in my description box. My social medias are down below. Thank you guys so much. We hit 900 followers as of this past week on Instagram, so thank you. And with that, I'll just end the video there. Thank you guys so much for hanging around, and I hope you guys enjoyed my new setup, my new letterboard, and that was my ambitious TBR. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll chat with you guys later and down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, as it gives me all the help it can get, and turn your notification on if you haven't yet, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll chat with you guys later. Bye.